welcome you back to 843 TV. We're at Schiller and Hamilton Law Firm, and today we're talking about a very important subject about Camp LeJeune and the water contamination case. Now we're going to be talking with Kevin Phillips here, and you can just explain to us how you all here are, what has changed in this case. So
again, thanks for allowing us to speak about this. Again, my name is Kevin Phillips, an attorney with the Schiller and Hamilton Law Firm. This is something we've been working on here for a couple months, and right now, initially, we're just trying to help get the word out and spread the word about the Camp LeJeune for Justice Act of 2022. As of right now, it still technically hasn't been signed by President Biden to be enshrined into law. It has passed. It began in the House. It was started by a couple of Congress members from North Carolina, seeing as how Camp LeJeune's in North Carolina. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's where it started. It's passed the House. It's kind of getting hung up right now. I believe it's being debated in the Senate. And then, it's from all indications indicate that it will be signed by President Biden. So once that does happen, the big thing is it opens up a 2-year statute of limitations.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone that's previously filed a claim can now come back and start a new claim within that 2 years to get that filed within there. So it's a pretty quick turnaround time. That's why we're trying to spend a lot of our time right now with the firm is getting the information out there. We're going out and speaking at the local veterans halls around town and then holding little open houses and just trying to get the word out and spread the word to the community. Because as you know, Beaufort County has a huge veterans population.
Yes.
I mean, especially north of the Broad up here where we've got 3 military installations, whether it's Parris Island, the Naval Hospital. Both of those are in Port Royal, and then the city of Beaufort's got the Marine Corps Air Station.
Of course. So if someone has a concern that, hey, I might have been affected. I mean, we're going back even decades
yes,
now.
Ma'am.
And then, as Bennett told us, this affects not just the veterans themselves, but potentially the family members.
Yep. It's anybody that served there, worked there, lived there. You just have to have a cumulative of 30 days that have been spent.
Okay,
there.
so 30 days at least.
And that can be 2 days here, 3 days here. It doesn't have to be consecutive.
It doesn't have to be a stretched cumulative
total
time.
of 30 days, yes.
So if someone has served there, they might need to think, oh gosh, if I've experienced some issues or my family members, this might affect me, and to come talk with you. What are some of the things that will be needed to sort of prove the case, if you will?
Okay. Well, the big thing is, one, showing that you were actually at Camp LeJeune. So any sort of housing records that you may have, you can show that through a utility bill, any kind of letter from a landlord, and anything that shows you we're actually there. So your records that would indicate that, and then also any of your medical records that indicate that you have some of the ailments that have been listed out. Again, you heard Bennett talking about mostly it's a lot of cancers, but there are some other medical issues that are covered under this act. And so just the medical records that show that, and some sort of documentation that proves you were there for those 30 days.
So the 2-year window, is that just to get your case on
Filed.
file?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, not to actually decide if that's
No,
affected.
it doesn't have to be
So 2-year window that's already in process, is that correct?
Well, once the bill is signed.
Once the bill's signed. Okay.
Which could be any day now. I mean, we hear that it should be soon.
So this is the time where, you need to be figuring it out or thinking maybe this is
And that's
something
what we're trying to do. We're getting, veterans and their families have come in. We're trying to get them as prepared as possible. So once it does get signed, we can go ahead and get these guys filed. Try to get them at the front of the line as fast as possible and get them in. So we're trying to already bring them in, sit down with them, talk with their wives, get the information that we need, start collecting those records. So then once the bill does become law, we're ready to go and can have some of our guys just.
Through the efforts you've made already, as you said, you're visiting places and getting the word out. Have you had much interaction? Have you had many people, come to you and feel like that they might have a case?
Yeah, absolutely. Because so many Marines have gone through Camp LeJeune, and it's such a huge window, 30 years.
Yes.
And it's like, did you interact with water while you were there? It's like,
yes, exactly.
Yes. Yeah, so it covers a large group of people that have gone through there throughout the years that are now experiencing issues. We are getting those the biggest, if any issue we've run into with some of the veterans is just the distrust of lawyers, distrust of the legal system. I mean, we all know the jokes, So some of that, and that's again what we're trying to do here, and with getting the word out with y'all, and as Bennett spoke, is more showing them that there is a local law firm here that's wants to get to know you, that wants
And
to
that
take your
cares.
case. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
You're not just gonna be a number in a file here. You're gonna actually be a person with a story and a life that we're gonna get to know and and value. And so that's really what we want to express to them, is that if you do think you've got an issue, you don't have to go with some big box law firm that won't even know who you are. You can come here to Schiller and Hamilton, which is a local firm with local guys you probably know, and let us take care of you.
And from our times coming here in the past, we know that when we come, and we typically don't talk about legal things
yeah.
like we are today. We do talk about what you're doing in the community. So that definitely is a testament of how you all do care for the people and have a little bit more invested in their heart than really their pockets or your wallets and pocketbooks. So great stuff.
Absolutely.
And I know Bennett's going to come back,
Yep.
and he's going to talk a little bit more specifics on what people need to know. So we thank you
Thank you. Absolutely.
sharing all this with, and we just wish you the best luck in this really
Thank you
important
so
topic.
much. Yes, thank you.
Y'all stay right here. We'll be back with more 843 TV.